What a week it has been for Manchester City, right? The title race that felt over in January is back on, which in itself is an indictment of the feeling that a title race can be over with almost 1/3 of the season still left to play. But before we get into Manchester City's week proper, we gotta talk about the Liverpool game. For the record, it was a very entertaining game. City doing a double over Liverpool? That hasn't happened in the league in almost 90 years. Yup, you heard it right. The last time Manchester City did a double over Liverpool in league was back in 1937. And guess what? City went on to win the league that season. In fact, it was Manchester City's first ever league title. Coincidence? The game itself was a yet another box office blockbuster affair. While the first half saw little action, the second saw plenty, with Soboslai's magical free kick being cancelled by his own mistake when he failed to play Bernardo offside, and then Haaland bringing all the 3 points home with a penalty in injury time. Not only that, the match saw late drama with Cherki's goal being cancelled by VAR and Soboslai seeing a red in bizarre circumstances. Even though the law was applied correctly, there's a question on whether the intent of the law was followed. Either way, the match kept City's title aspirations alive. Moving on to the midweek fixture against Fulham, Manchester City of the first half felt as close to Pep's Manchester City as they could. City romped to a 3-0 lead in the very first half thanks to goals from Antoine Semenyo, Nico O'Reilly and Erling Haaland. The goal from Haaland must have particularly felt good because this was his first goal from open play in the league since his brace against West Ham on 20th December of last year. You heard it right. Haaland hadn't scored a single goal in the league from open play in all of January. In fact, in January across all competitions, Haaland scored only one goal from open play, which was against Galatasaray in the all-important final Champions League group stage match that allowed City to qualify for the knockout stage without going through playoffs. The final score remained 3-0 as City showed their usual drop-off in the second half, even though it did not matter much. The win ensured City remained close to Arsenal in the title race and just kept themselves in a position to go past them if they blink, and blink they did. Arsenal's away game to Brentford proved to be a cagey affair that Arsenal should feel lucky about drawing based on the number of opportunities Brentford spurned. But the more important part was that the draw meant Arsenal now remain only 4 points ahead of City in the title race. With Aston Villa winning their game too, they too remain in the hunt, 7 points behind Arsenal and 3 points behind City. Rounding up the week was the FA Cup 4th round, where Manchester City met Salford City. However, unlike last season when Man City routed Salford City 8-0, this was a way cagier match that saw Man City ease past Salford City 2-0. An own goal and Mark Guehi's first City goal was enough to break through Salford City's stubborn defense. The big news was John Stones coming back from his yet another long injury layoff. On the flip side, Max Allen had to leave the field early in the first half, so the number of defenders on the injury list for City remained the same. So what does this week mean for Manchester City? For starters, City is still very much in the title race, which could have a haunting effect on Arsenal. Despite a wretched January for City, Arsenal couldn't pull ahead to a much bigger margin, and it must be especially grating for them because most of January, City were playing before Arsenal, meaning going into the games, Arsenal knew winning their games would have pulled them away from the chasing pack. Right about now, most people expect City to go on a winning run. However, the current City team is not and hasn't been in that kind of form close to 2 seasons, and for good reasons. Replacing players like De Bruyne, Gundogan or Mahrez, who were some of the biggest reasons for why City were able to go on unbeaten runs like that. Not saying that current City team doesn't have elite players. Haaland, Foden, Rodri and Bernardo Silva are still there from that treble-winning team. And new players like Cherki, Nico Gonzalez and Kusanov have shown great promise. But new players take time to gel. 2 players who arrived this winter, however, have really shown their value in real short amount of time. Yes, Semenyo and Guehi have been instrumental in the recent upturn in form for City. With Stones returning, Diaz getting back to full fitness, and Rodri gaining match sharpness with each passing match day, it seems City are primed to run this title race close. Also, the parallels between this season and City's treble-winning seasons are stark, and it comes down to which club blinks first. And we cannot ignore Aston Villa. They're really close in this race. This title race is just becoming spicier. Thank you for watching. Like if you liked it, share if you found it worthy, and subscribe for more content like this. This is Salty Football.